let's see, Paul McCartney and Wings, AC/DC. I like a little rock and roll. Oh, bald, almost. Ratatouille, I love it. I have the DVD at home. Hopefully they keep them coming, and bon appetit. My name's Michael Greer. I'm the executive chef here for Aramark at St. Thomas University. My father was a chef growing up at a popular seafood and steak restaurant here on the coast of Atlantic Canada. So I was introduced to food culinary at a very early age. I remember my first position was actually washing dishes in the restaurant where my dad was a chef. I found it such an exciting, chaotic experience, but at the same time there was that organized flow to it that I just fell in love with the career and the industry, and I knew that that was where my future was. There's a bit of a story behind that. I was actually working in the hotel industry locally here in Fredericton at the time, and a friend of mine told me about the opportunity here at St. Thomas that they were looking to hire an executive chef to really upscale the food and be creative here. So I came and applied, and it was a grueling 3-day interview. Well, not 3 full days, but 3 really tough sessions and whatnot, because of course everyone wants to make sure that when it comes to an area that's so important as food is to St. Thomas, they want to make sure that they get it right. Well, that's an interesting question. In my early years, I grew up here in Fredericton and went to school here during my middle school and elementary and into high school. And after that time, I moved out to Calgary, where I got involved more so in the culinary arts. I'd been exposed to food previously, but not really any formal training as per se. So that was my big venture into culinary, was when I actually moved out to Alberta. I think in my first day in where I landed was Red Deer, Alberta. I had 3 hotels offer me positions. So I started in there at a place in Red Deer, which was basically the size of Fredericton at the time. So it was ideal for me because it just didn't seem like that big city, you know, like Edmonton or Calgary. So I started working there in and about the hotel scene and the fine dining restaurants and kind of running some of the locations. But something was missing, and I felt that I needed to come back home. I had this strong urge to come back home, come back east. So I followed my gut and came back east, and then started working at a local hotel here prior to coming to St. Thomas.
Hello.
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 Hello. My name is Audrey.
Darii.
My name is James Brennan.
My name is Alfred.
Maddie.
Alec.
I'm from France.
France.
From Winnipeg, Manitoba.
I was born in St. John, but my mother is German.
Germany.
And today we have canard à l'orange and gratin de finois, and it's really, really good. It tastes exactly like my mom's one.
Today I had the duck, and it was very good. Would recommend.
The forest cake, oh my god. It gave me memories from when my grandma used to make it when I was younger.
Today I have the chance to taste some food of my country. I know that I'm French, but I really, really love the chocolate cake, la forêt noire.
A lot of my family comes from Ukraine, actually. So while we're Canadian, my mother's family comes from Ukraine, and we have family over there. Growing up, you know, we were always really attached to the culture, learning about a bit of the language, the traditions and everything. So that's why it's really nice to be able to have a bit of that food here today. We talked about the borscht and how it's very important culturally, so it's very nice to see that and to be able to share that with everybody. It's awesome.
It really has its basis in students like you. And Andrew, who is the cultural coordinator at St. Thomas, and myself came up with the idea to do this. And we decided to really bring that taste of home to St. Thomas, so that, you know, there's nothing more pleasant and exciting, I'm sure, than being able to sit down, to a meal that you would eat at home as compared to just the daily fare that you get every day that's typically, you know, even though it's varied and we offer a great variety, there's nothing like having something that you would normally eat at home. And so that was our whole thought process. And like I say, it's very strongly student driven, and that's our focus, is to bring that part of home to St. Thomas. The students actually, they have a database that they are getting all the recipes, and we choose from those, from the specific countries that we're featuring. And that's how we design our menus. And if there's a little gap, then that gives me a chance and our team a chance to be a little creative, right? But it's primarily based on what we receive as far as requests from the students. A year ago, there was a young lady who it was her first year coming to St. Thomas, and she was so nervous. She was a shy young lady, okay, but very, very nice. And so I noticed that, so I walked up to her and introduced myself to her. And I said, do you mind if I walk through the line with you and assist you and help you? So she seemed instantly relieved at that point and very happy, and felt a lot more comfortable. So I walked through the line with her, the service line, and we got her food and whatnot. And then we walked out into the dining area here. And I actually walked up to a table and introduced her to the table. And they became very best friends, that whole table. And all through the school year, they sat together, and she was just so grateful that I had taken that interest in her well-being and to introduce her to some people who became very good friends with her. Because I imagine myself, if it was one of my family members and they were going through a similar situation, I would hope that someone would do that with them as well. So, yeah. Ratatouille, I love it. I have the DVD at home. And I have 3 grandchildren, my wife and I, Wendy, who's, I just love her dearly. Sit with our grandchildren and watch Ratatouille, but you know what? I think I enjoy it more than they do. Hopefully they keep them coming, and and I'm able to watch Ratatouille for many years. I do love the show. I think it was well done and very, very entertaining. I want to thank the students for all their support throughout the years that I've been here at St. Thomas, and just continue to give us your feedback. We appreciate that. And bon appetit. Happy eating each and every day.
Thank you so much for the
My pleasure. Thank you.